seen that clip of you going around on social media that's like
That
viral about?
One?
There's one in particular where it talks about how many properties you have,
Yeah.
and like you have a lawyer, and like you don't even know how many properties you have
Right.
because you get the. Can you explain that? Like you buy the tax on the house, or
Yeah.
what? Yeah, please
I know
explain
what clip
that.
You're talking about, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what clip he's talking about.
I've been doing this a long time, man, and I'm one of those kind of geeky guys that once I get a passion for it, I have to really research it and study it and find out more about it. I go to sleep and thinking about it and all that. So for the real estate, I've been doing it for over 30-something years. I've been a GC. I went to design school, got a degree 18 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm really, that's why the TV show has 180 episodes and 13 seasons, is because we still just do it. I really do it. There's no fluff to my show, you know? So, like I said, I get to be the oldest teenager in town on the weekends, but on Monday I got to be a lousy adult, and I handle all these businesses. So one of the things I used to go to seminars all over the world, man. Anytime a seminar comes in, and I'll go to real estate seminars, I'll go to self-help seminars, I go to all kinds of things. I'm really clean. Like I had a weekend, like you, I think, that lasted about 3 years, way back in my early 20s, and then I've been clean since. So it's been a long time because I'm getting older, but. It's amazing what you do if you focus on a lot of great things, and to accomplish it, you know, you need to have your health right. So you get up a little bit earlier, but you need that energy throughout the day.
So
and that's
how the real estate for 30 years, which takes us back to like 1994. Like that's what inspired you to get started in that?
So you hit it on the spot, 94. I love how you calculate that. So that was exactly what I was telling you about. Is so I did Ice Ice Baby when I was like 16. I mean, and I went on the Stop the Violence tour, and then I went out with Hammer and did all this, and then it blew up really big.
Yeah.
And we were selling 1 million records a day, easy, and you know, just way beyond any of my expectations. But the real estate came in because Hurricane Andrew tore my house apart and ripped the freaking roof out. I had 3 feet of water in there, and I had just finished it and paid a lot of money to the decorators and designers. But during that process, I followed them around, and I was like, so that's how you do it. So that's how you do it. And I was like, God, man, I paid them a lot of money. And I said, okay. So instead of paying them again, I went and just fixed up the house myself. And it took me a while because of a big house on Star Island, you know. And then I fixed it up, and I was like, geez, man, this really was fun. I actually liked it, and I actually walked by everything, and you take pride in it. You're like, I did that. I had all these floors put in. This was my color palette. I did that. I ripped out. I put it in. And then, you know, and then I sold it, and they came in and go, we love it. We're not changing anything. And I go, oh, they like it. You know, because you're going to like your own shit, whether it sucks or not. And I had needed proof. So I sold it to Brayman, that owns the Philadelphia Eagles. He bought that place, man. And I think he probably still owns it.
Dude, check this out. When I went to the University of Miami, like
throw him up, man.
Yeah,
Come
dude.
on.
Straight out of high school. I'm 18 years old. I show up at University of Miami. It's like August 1992. The day I get to the campus, they say, all right, don't even like unpack your bags. Just take your suitcases, put them in the closet on the top shelf. This hurricane coming tonight is so big, like you're definitely not, you know, don't unpack your bags. They said when at a certain time in the evening, we're gonna evacuate everybody into the hallways because you can't be in your dorm rooms because the windows are gonna blow out because the hurricane's gonna be so gnarly. And I immediately thought, like, wow, like, I don't want to be evacuated into the hallway. That sounds lame, you know? So I spent the day going around asking people, like, if they lived in their own apartment, you know? And I met these guys. They're like, yeah, we got to know. I said, dude, I know I don't know you. It's my first day of college, but, dude, if you let me crash in your apartment, dude, I'll buy all the beer, you know? Like, I'll just, and they're like, all right. So I made these buddies. And at the point when everybody was evacuated into the hallways, me and these guys are drunk off our asses, swimming across the lake on the camp. I almost drowned because it'd been so long since I was swimming and I had my jeans on, like. And dude, I remember it was kicking up, and we were like laying on the ground trying to like hold the ground, like because it's float. And then in the next morning, like. Man, it turned out it was that Hurricane Andrew was no joke. Like the guys were like, dude, this whole building was shaking so bad. Their apartment building was shaking so bad. They're like, we were freaking out. They're like,
Oh,
dude,
it was
you
bad.
didn't even wake up. I slept right through it and walked out, and like trees are down. Like they closed down the whole thing. Like we had like a couple days of like warm beer parties because there was no power, there was no running water, like nothing. So it makes
Yeah.
sense to me that you're.
You damn sure didn't want to come over to my house.
Yeah.
I was swimming in 2 feet of water, man. But it was ugly. I lost every tree in the yard and stuff. But hey, I have no violence. I had boats. Do you remember the boats? The big yachts upside down and like all on the freeway and all over the place. Did you
I
ever
never
see that?
saw that, but I mean I just remember like Homestead. I remember got it the worst.
Got it the worst. They got man.
And it was just intense, man. They they didn't even start class. Like they were like, okay, never mind, false alarm. Like it's gonna take. Wow, look at that picture. That's crazy. Just boats,
Yeah,
boats
that's
piled
what I'm
up.
saying. That's where that was coming off a government cut over by right by where you're going out of the cut, coming out of Miami, which
Yeah.
goes right into the University of Miami right there.
Yeah.
It goes by the stadium and all that.
They closed it down. They said, okay, everybody take off for like 2 or 3 weeks. And
Hey,
you know,
that was
and
a
then
category
come back.
5, man. That was a serious one.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, and hopefully it'll never happen again. But,
Then after 3 weeks, we came back and classes actually started. And then within 2 weeks, I was kicked out of my dorm and on final disciplinary probation.
hey, for some way though, you survived all that.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, it's
You're
crazy.
still
like,
here to laugh about it
Yeah.
and talk about it.
But we were both in Miami at the time.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. So that was 1992.
Yeah, I was riding my jet skis down the street. It was 4 or 5 feet of water.
Yeah, it was August of 1992. And at that point, were you dating Madonna?
Yes. You know more shit about me than I know. Damn.
How long did that last?
A couple years. We dated for a couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys exclusive?
And
Yeah, pretty much. She was really, very aggressive towards me.
Sure.
Like she was in a rush for something. I was like, can we slow down a little bit?
Yeah.
wow.
She was trying to speed everything up.
When's the last time you talked to Madonna?
No, I don't talk to her anymore.
No
She's
way.
a sweetheart. I love her to death.
Yeah.
It's legend.
Just
Don't
out
ever
of
get me
respect
wrong, but
for our ladies, we don't want to talk about
100%,
our
man.
old
That's
flames.
exactly where it is. You gotta,
Yeah.
I got kids, and it's
Yeah.
a funny part of my life that you look at it and people want to talk about it because it's interesting because it's Madonna and Vanilla Ice, but and it's part of pop culture, to be honest with you.
So Hurricane Andrew is when you get into real estate. And
Yeah, because I sold the house and then I said okay, and well, I had bought other houses around the country, and I actually never really saw them because I went on tour for 3 years, and I thought, okay, well, I'm young, I'm dumb, maybe I blew all that money.
Did you
Thought
really-
I was going to use it because I bought a house next to Michael J. Fox, literally right across the street. He got his mailbox and his robe and everything. I'd see him there. Homes all over the country, right? Because you're young, you buy home. I just bought a bunch and I never used them. I thought I'd use them while I was there. I don't want to stay in hotels. It gets crazy. So I bought these homes, and then I said, shit, I went on 3 years. I never saw them. I go, dumb. I thought I'd lost money on them. And I go, fuck, I just blew a lot of money. And I go, let's just sell them all. And I sold them all, and they sold really quick, and I made millions for doing nothing. I didn't even change the carpet or even they had probably cobwebs in there. Nobody rented them out. I never, just sit there, sit. And I go, oh shit, let's go buy a bunch more of them. So I went, I started buying. Fuck, I was buying homes all over the place and still am, man. And I have a process now on how I buy the homes that it takes probably 30 years to understand how it works, but I can explain it to you. If you can fathom it or understand it, it might be over your head. But it's pretty fascinating how it works.
if somebody watches all of your 13 seasons of the house show on DIY Network, then they'll probably have a pretty good idea of how it works.
No.
Oh, no?
I don't show the sale of the house and the finances or any of that.
That's just the construction shit and the
Construction show.
Yeah, this is like the back.
Okay.
This is before and after show. That's my show.
So that's like one.
I
piece
buy
of it.
distressed houses,
Yeah.
and I buy stuff that's not on MLS, stuff that's not anywhere on the computer that you're not just going to be able to go, oh, this neighborhood's, oh, look at that house for sale. It's
Yeah.
never going to be for sale. I buy tax liens, and I put out tax dockets on properties as well. So people who default on their taxes, they'll come back, and then you get a chance to assume the property for pennies on the dollar. I learned all this once again in seminars as well. I'm one of the guys that started off with the Carlton Sheets course way back in the 90s, man. And you might not even remember it. It's like the first real estate course ever to sell. And now I got my own real estate course.
Wow.
But you know, it's a lot of fun. You can still lose your ass out there. So it's really funny. It's simple if you follow the directions. But if you think you know more about the how, it's basically boils down to location, location, location. That's still and always will be your money mark. Mm-hmm. So if you know about that, you'll flip properties faster. Then you got to know about taxes, and you got to know about you have 18 months to flip it. Otherwise, you're going to pay capital gains, and you can also
Mm-hmm.
your money into the next property, so you pay zero taxes. So you keep compounding your money over and over and over and over, and it's called generational wealth. So if I die, I don't want to hand my kids a bunch of, cash.
Right.
They're just going to go spend it. The lawyers will take half.
And the kids.
It'll end up in probate court. There's all bunch of lawyers they'll flock over everything, and they've put roadblocks for other lawyers in the future everywhere you look in this country. There are a lawyer behind every single disclaimer for everything on the fine print of anything you buy. It's on the tag of every single shirt that you buy. You never read that shit, right? When do you pull out that tag and read all that? Look how many tags come on every single pair of shorts you buy. You got one on the left, one on the right, two in the pocket, one in the back by the belt loop. All disclaimers from lawyers and future lawyers to say, hey, if your kid gags on these shorts, you can't sue us. If you fall off a cliff and commit suicide in them, you can't sue us. That's all it's saying. It's just lawyers, but they have to pay. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get the license to sell it. They set up roadblocks everywhere. And when you die or get divorced, they have all the roadblocks. You can't go around these roadblocks. Everybody thinks they can, and they can outthink them and outdo that. You're not going to outthink the lawyers. They're smart. They went to school. They understand it,
Right.
You don't understand it. That's why you trust them. So you got to watch that when you die. Generational wealth is something that you want to make sure you think about.
Hey, and when you give
kids.
when your kids inherit a ton of cash from you, then that's income for them, and they're going to have to pay taxes on it. And given how much money you're talking,
if you put it up in a trust, a certain trust, it can make it where it's not. They won't pay any taxes on it.
Okay.
But that's a whole nother trust story, and then you can sit down for hours and talk about the different trusts, from revocable trust to living trust to all these different trusts and stuff. But then the bottom line is you can drive yourself crazy trying to be a lawyer and understand what they know, and they're really just set up to complicate you. What you really need to do if you got a lot of money is just buy a shitload of, and not even worry about it. Let the probate take it. Let the courts decide wherever all your money that you've accumulated go, and buy a shitload of life insurance, and then give that to your kids. You're done. You're done. Don't even worry about your trust, your revocable this or that. Just go max out your life insurance. You take off, there it goes, straight to the kids. Done. No taxes.
Oh, wow.
And whatever crumbs they end up with after the lawyers take all your shit at the end, they've already got it. You see what I'm saying? They're all set. They're already done.
Do you like shopping on Amazon? I do. And good news is Steve-O's butt wipes for your butthole are available on Amazon. And if you want a real bundle of a deal, you can get Steve-O's hot sauce for your butthole, plus Steve-O's butthole destroyer, and Steve-O's butt wipes for your butthole. It's the butthole bundle, available on Amazon right now.
Yeah, dude.